Hey, charter school leaders and board members, Tom Miller here with your monthly governance strengthening exercise. I served on a charter school board for 6 years, and I can tell you my 2 years as a board chair, my 6 years on the board, that there's no other variable more important for the overall health and the vitality of a charter school than the way that it's governed. And because, as you know, if you've served on a board, and I have, that serving on a board is no small task. I mean, you are a volunteer, but you have a job description, and you're making critical decisions for a multi-million dollar public enterprise, and every single decision in some manner affects students, and every failure of a charter school can be traced back to the decisions, right, the actions or the non-actions of that charter school board. So one of the key roles, the roles and responsibilities of the board member, and make sure, if you haven't downloaded your roles and responsibilities checklist, go ahead and do that on this page after this video. One of the key roles is to improve your capacity as a governing board, not just a member, but as a whole. And so when boards know and understand their role, you're going to have better practices, and every member is going to benefit by really understanding how they ensure that their valuable time and their talents are being helped to really impact the organization as a whole, and truly understand their fiduciary, legal, and ethical roles and responsibilities of serving on a board, and having the satisfaction and the tools that are really needed to be a committed, productive board member, so they can leave every meeting feeling confident in the decisions that we made. I mean, I know as a board chair, I left every single meeting asking my question: what will the board 10 years from now think about the decision we just made? So one of the key aspects, and this is where we're going to start. Every year, I would recommend that you start with this state of the charter meeting, right? So whether it's an annual meeting or a board retreat of some kind, where you bring not just the board members all together, but also those key members of the management team. And you're going to come together, and it's all, I'm going to share these 6 questions to organizational clarity that I learned from Patrick Lencioni. And you're going to go through this process to make sure you have a really strong, baseline of this organization, so you can map out this here to there conversation. And when I say here to there, it's here is where we are, right, and there is where we want to be. So I always start this organization with, what will the parents, what do you want the parents and the stakeholders to see 3 years from today? So at the time of this recording, it's August 7th, 2021. What will the parents see, August 7th, 2024? What will they experience? What will they feel? That should align to your organization's mission. The why do we exist? Why are we here? So that's where we start. That's the first question. Why do we exist? So this is taking your mission statement, and this is just really diving down, and make sure you click the link so you can download all the resources that I'm giving you here, so you can be able to do that. So why do we exist? Go through your mission. Where are we thriving? What words are inspiring? Where are we really meeting our mission, and where are we not? And then the second question is, how do we behave? And this is the core values of the organization. So you may have adopted core values of your organization. I learned from my mentor, John Maxwell, that a paper bag doesn't stand alone. It needs something inside of it. And people and organizations are the same, and these are your core values. So you can use, if you don't have adopted core values, you can go through the exercise that I'm giving you here, and so what are your organizational values? How have you defined them? What did they look like from a board level, a management level, and a stakeholder level, right? Because the board models the way. So those first 2 questions you're going to go through is, why do we exist, and how do we behave? So this is going to be your mission and your values, and you're going to take the time to have this conversation. The next question is what do we do, right? So what's our purpose of a school? Why are we here? And a question that I like to challenge boards with is, if you weren't here, would anybody know? If you weren't here, if your organization did not exist, how would anybody know? Like, what are your evidences of what you're trying to accomplish here? So, what do? We teach kids, we, create, college, ready, or, future ready, whatever your organizational purpose is, this has to be clear about what we do. Okay. So why do we exist? How do we behave? And what do we do? Now, clarity in those three questions is really going to help you with question number 4. How will we succeed? How will we succeed? So these are the if question number 3 is, well, what do we do? Question number 4 is the strategy that we're going to utilize in order to accomplish question number 3. So if our goal is to graduate 100% of our students, or make them future ready, or entrepreneurs, or whatever your organization piece. But look, question number 4 is about, well, what are the strategies that we're going to utilize? How will we be successful, right, through either teacher training, or specific programmatic training, or partnerships, or whatever how will we succeed? That's the strategy around accomplishing your mission, right, your vision, and your goals. So now we've got these first 4, laid out. And so this, format can be done in a half a day, coming all together at the school or off campus, or whatever that may be. You could even do it virtually, right? But the point is making sure you're having really strong conversations, and someone to, facilitate, the meeting. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone in your organization. Some, could be someone from outside your organization. The goal is you want to really want to, identify any unacceptable current results, and really look at what is helping our organization be most successful. When I recently led a strategic planning session, it was really clear that the quality of the teachers made a difference in the organization's success. So how do we continue to recruit more effective teachers? How do we train them? How do we develop them? And how do we retain them, most importantly? Okay. So that's, just an example, and you're going to lay out a little, strategic plan. And so the last two questions are what's most important right now, and who's responsible for what. So this is where you really start to prioritize. Okay, so after all the things you talked about, and you've identified all of your gaps and challenges, where do we need to start, right? What's our priority list? And what I normally do if I'm running a retreat is I say, hey, all right, everybody, write down what you think is most important in a tangible way. What do we need to achieve? And we list all up on a board, and I give everybody a marker. I say, you got 3 individual votes. Go ahead and vote for your top 3. And so they come up, and we mark, and we tally. We just make a tally mark, and we say, okay, here's your top 3 priorities. All right. So that's what's most important right now. And it doesn't mean that those other parts are not important. It just means that they're not going to be the first 3 that we're going to tackle. And then the last question is who's responsible for what? So looking at those priorities, is it a management responsibility? Is it board responsibility, or is it a shared responsibility? And so you can identify who's going to address what, and what's the time frame going to be in order to do that. So in the packet that you can download as a complimentary resource to this is our skinny strategic outline that I use. And you could go through that and start to say, here's the outcomes that we want. Here's our current reality. Here's the resources we need. Here's the first action steps. And here's how often we're going to report this to the board. And that's and then you assign those duties to a committee. And that's what we're going to talk about next month, right? In your next governance strengthening tip, I'm going to talk about standing committees and how you make sure that they have clarity in their role to the goal. But for now, if you haven't already, get this first meeting on the calendar. It doesn't always have to be in July or August. It can be any time of the year, but it's really important, because when to be unclear is to be unkind, and you want organizational clarity, and everybody in your organization needs to know, right? They need to have faith in the future. They need to know, where are we going? Like, why am I part of this organization? Why, what am I working towards? And what's my specific role in that, whether it's from a board member perspective or a teacher perspective. I hope this added value to you. Be sure you click on the link to get your resources so you could lead your own organizational health retreat. and follow the process that I just walked through. If you need help, you can email me at tom@lbleaders.com, or you can go right to our website at lbleaders.com. In the top right-hand button, you can schedule a quick call with me, and I'd be happy to help you organize this annual, really, really critical meeting. Thanks everybody for making a difference, and I look forward to seeing you on the next session. Bye-bye.